Hello, divine humans. I just finished facilitating the last of the most recent round of esoteric story time. We were reading through The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer, and I want to just share a little bit. So, first, I'm super grateful to all the beings that showed up. I'm always just so humbled and grateful at how people are showing up to their journey and to be able to hold the space for this part of their journey. So for the year, Esoteric Storytime, we would meet on the first and third Wednesday of every month and read a chapter of the book and then have a chance to share what that brought up for each human, as well as a chance for them to receive some guidance and mentorship through myself. Yeah, just watching the transformations and changes of these divine humans really stepping up because it's not a comfortable process. We know that as we do the inner work, it gets uncomfortable. It makes us really look at ourselves honestly, at our patterns, at our shadows, at the things that we're like, that's all good. But then when we really look at it, we're like, that's not actually all good. Looking at where we stay in our comfort zone, even though it's so uncomfortable. Like, yeah, it's this crazy. So, this last chapter was an interesting chapter because it was called The Loving Eyes of God. And so part of what we talked about was what does the term God even bring up for you? Right? Because here we're talking like Christianity type God. So it was an interesting chapter, a way of looking at not only being in the world without judgment and coming from a compassionate and loving place while still holding boundaries. You can understand why somebody is doing something and still say, no, thanks, I'm good. Ooh, coming from a human that used to be like, oh, I understand, so it's okay. I understand, so I have to accept it. No, I understand, and I'm also disappointed. I understand, and I'm also sad. I understand, and also, no, thanks, I'm good. I understand, and I don't agree. It's tough to start saying, I understand, and it's not okay. So, what I wanted to share is this part of this little passage. It was actually the first couple of paragraphs of this chapter, and then a practice to support really tuning into this, to seeing the divine within you, to accessing the direct portal to the divine within you. Simple practice. So, I'm going to read first, and then we'll go into that practice. I'll explain a little further. How can anyone really know anything about God? We have so many teachings, so many concepts, and so many views about God, but they've all been touched by people. In the end, it's amazing how much our ideas about God conform to the different cultures from which they come. Fortunately, deep within us, there is a direct connection to the divine. There is a part of our being that is beyond the personal self. You can consciously choose to identify with that part rather than with the psyche or the body. When you do this, a natural transformation begins to take place within you. So, not identifying with your thoughts or this vessel, Katsudonomasaki, but the divine. Over time, as you observe this transformation, you will see what it's like to be coming toward God. You actually begin to know what it feels like to be moving in the direction of spirit. The changes you see within you are reflective of the force you're approaching. Just as rain makes you wet and fire makes you warm, so you can know the nature of God by looking into the mirror of your transformed self. This is not a philosophy, it is a direct experience. You can also read that as just as rain makes you wet and fire makes you warm, so you can know the nature of the divine by looking into the mirror of your transformed self. This is not a philosophy, it is a direct experience. So I encourage you, if when you hear the term God, I used to cringe against it because I would think of, well, I'd think of Christianity and different aspects of it. And I now work with a ton of Christ consciousness, but that's different. So if you hear this term, It means the all it is. It means creation. It means source. Tita Dokoa is how he was relating to it in this book. But how do we access this divine place within us? A very simple practice, which you've probably heard of, but I'm curious if you've ever tried it, is eye gazing. So it's often taught in the Tantra as a way of really connecting in with another human, right? Feeling the current, coming into unity with them. There's different ways to do the eye gazing. But I would want to encourage you, invite you to do this with yourself. It's a tender practice. It's a very, very tender practice. If you sit in front of a mirror, get comfortable. I mean, you could stand in front of your bathroom mirror, but you're standing. Like, I want you to really get comfortable. Maybe a cozy chair, maybe some pillows on the floor, and the mirror's in front of you. Set as if somebody is sitting across from you. You can practice with different depths, like how closer you are to the mirror, right? You don't want to be cross-eyed. Okay, so I'm like not like this and then all cross-eyed up. No, far enough away that you can comfortably gaze into both of your eyes. Now start with looking into one eye. Do about a minute. No need to get in your head about counting and being like 1 to 60 or setting the timer and then having to keep resetting it. But gaze for about a minute into one eye and then change over to the other eye. Gaze for a minute. And then switch again and do that back and forth until you've gazed into each eye for about 10 minutes in total. So about 5 minutes each. And then close your eyes and allow yourself to settle into your breath again and take that energy down into your heart. Now, some of the things that you might notice: one, that you actually don't want to do it that long. It's very uncomfortable. That you're feeling things come up, feelings, emotions, not wanting to actually see yourself, maybe. Like I said, it's a very tender, vulnerable place. It's also very healing. And when you look, your pupils are literally like a portal into the galactic divine, into the all that is, into the source, into the very truth of you. Think about when you're having a day that you don't really want to be seen, or you're feeling less than, you're feeling insecure, you're feeling judged, you're feeling down, your energy's low. We often don't then look people in the eye, right? We're walking around, your head's down, or your gaze is down, because we can feel exposed. Expose yourself to yourself. Let yourself look into your truth. Let yourself look into your soul. Let yourself look into that piece of you that has been wanting to be seen and is trying to be seen. All this inner work isn't for naught. This inner work is so that you can show up feeling like you, showing up and knowing that you have worth, are worthy, are here, are present, not as the way you've been told to be here, but as the way that you know feels right for you to be here. And this is a practice to help you get there. You can do it. You can totally do it. If you try this practice, I'd love to hear how it goes for you. What comes up? Was it hard? Was it easy? What pieces of it were hard? I know you probably looked in your own eyes before. I mean, I'm kind of doing it now looking at this video. A little different because it's not reflecting. Or like when you're brushing your teeth. But it was probably only like 20 seconds. And then you're doing other things and you're thinking other things. This is a conscious, intentional practice. Do it often, do it multiple times. Have a journal with you so that when you're done, you can write any of the insights that came down. Not during the eye gazing, though. Allow yourself to be present to that. Anything that is meant to stay with you will stay with you for you to write after. Okay. Yeah, like I said, let me know how it goes. And if you think this would resonate with somebody else in your life, or somebody else in your life could really use this practice right now or this guidance, please share if you want to know more or you want to be kept in the loop or to hear the next videos that I post or share, please make sure you follow along, subscribe. And of course, if you need support and you're looking for guidance and you need somebody to hold the container for you on this next part of your journey, reach out. I'm here. Okay. You got this. So much love and stardust to you. Okay. We'll see you soon.